afternoon, everybody. I have the privilege of taking a really nice walk today with a special person in my life, somebody that I really enjoy and appreciate. And we were out walking, like 4.5 miles or so, got lost, which was always fun. We were just walking and talking and everything, and the conversations, we were talking about different problems in life and challenges and how we deal with them, and talking about spiritual stuff and have you. And I had written this article earlier today talking about how the universe is using us, which also means God is using us, right? And what that actually means, and how is God using us. And one of my statements in the article was, that we have to let go of the grip of the concept of sinking long enough to notice that we can float, to actually give ourselves the capability, the possibility of floating. But we can't float as long as we're so attached to this concept of sinking. And right now, a lot of people definitely feel like they're sinking, definitely feel like there is, just so much going on in this world that they can't handle it. They can't hold on any longer. There is just these massive amounts of depression, massive amounts of suicide rates are going up, domestic violence is going up, child abuse rates are going up, mental illness is skyrocketing, and people are living with so much anxiety and fear and stress, and they're becoming destitute, not just in their finances, but also and even more prevalent in their mental ability to just stay stable, or their mental ability to find happiness, to find joy. And here's the thing, as we were walking today, this person and I, made mention, we were talking about how you can make problems where problems don't even exist. And as I look out into this world, there are plenty of people that have massive problems at hand, massive problems. And that is a shame, and it is scary ground to be in. Nobody ever likes to have to deal with those kinds of issues. But for the rest of us out there who may not be in those situations, if we're running around and we're focused in on sinking, and we're feeling like we're sinking when we're not, then we have to get real and right with ourselves quickly, or else we do struggle with the emotional, mental well-being factor that is really at play for so many people. And like I read or heard on the news or something, like must be read because I don't really listen to news, but I read that that the call centers for helplines have gone up about 900% just since like February, and that's amazing, right? Like that's 900%. That means that people who were running around and living normal lives, who were abundant and prosperous in their positive thinking, in their relationships, in their day-to-day activities, are now calling and going, help. But what are we actually doing? Like, how many of that 900% increase in help calls, how many of them have actually just chosen to fixate on problems that don't even exist, on missing the reality that they're creating something that's not there? Because our world is in such turmoil, because every chaos, on pain, on anxiety, on fear, and trying to control an outcome. And anytime we try to control an outcome, we actually constrict our ability to get the outcome that we want. The more that we really focus in on, like, I really want this to happen, I must have it happen, we're smothering it. We're killing the life that we are trying to create in it. that's what we're doing right now in our society in so many different ways. We're smothering our potential, our day-to-day potential. We're smothering our relationships. We're smothering our finances. We're smothering our health. And it's because we're so worried that we're going to lose our health. We're going to lose our relationships. We're going to lose our finances. We're going to lose our stability. We're going to lose, that we're focused on losing, to the degree that the people out there that aren't losing actually create the circumstances to be losing all of a sudden, because how dare some people not struggle right now? How dare some people not walk in faith and not be worried? How dare some people not be anxiety ridden and really stressed out about the state of the world, the economy, health? How dare people not be financially struggling? How dare people be making love right now? How dare people be building businesses right now? How dare people be laughing and enjoying themselves and their families and their friends right now? How dare them? Somehow, some way, we've come into this concept that if and we're not suffering, that there's something wrong with us, and that we should suffer. And since we're not suffering, we're going to start to imagine and create suffering for ourselves, even though we're not suffering. Doesn't that sound crazy? If you're not suffering, why would you want to imagine it into existence? Why would you want to imagine pain and worry, anxiety, all this crap that's going on for real? Why would you want to imagine it into existence if you're not experiencing it in truth? Yet our world has us believe that, so many people are getting sick, and well, maybe if I got sick, then something good would come from that. So many people are losing their jobs, are broke, are destitute financially, so I shouldn't go and do this over here. I should focus in on really I need to worry about finances. Shoo, even though I don't have to worry about finances. Oh, so many people are dealing with domestic violence, with relationship breakup. There's a lot of divorces happening right now, a lot of relationship breakups happening right now, right? People are meeting in a whole new light, and a lot of relationships aren't going to make it through this. But if you have a relationship that's still turned on and getting along great, and you're in love, and there's nothing really rocking the boat, why would you want to go ahead and try to focus on something? Nitpick it. Because you could make something happen. You could find a reason to argue. We can always find a reason to argue. We can always find something wrong with another human being, right? We can always find something wrong in our relationship, something to want for, something that's not quite what we want. Just like we can always want from our money. We can always freak out about our money. We can always freak out about our health. We can always do that. But what are we really doing? What we're really doing, so many of us out there in this world right now are creating problems. We are creating problems that don't even exist. And then we're fretting over the problems that don't exist. And we're missing the beauty of our lives. We are missing months of beautiful experiences, months of opportunity, months of blessings coming in. It's a fucking blessing if you're not sick. It's a fucking blessing if you don't have financial problems. It's or that you're just comfortable. It's or that you're getting by, that you haven't lost your job, or you lost your job but unemployment's making it all come together, or you've looked at it as the perfect opportunity to create this business that you've always wanted, or to get education that you've always wanted, or to learn something new. That's a blessing. Right now you're being blessed with so many different things. Can you find those blessings? Are you focused in on the world's challenges? And if you're not in alignment to those world's challenges, getting into alignment with the challenges, instead of remaining in alignment with your blessing, remaining in alignment with your good life, remaining in alignment with connection, with love, with joy, with growth, with potential, with opportunity. I was talking to a friend yesterday. I was laying out here in the sun. Today's such a different day. Such a different day. And I was laying out in the sun tanning yesterday, and it felt so good. The sun coming down and this cool breeze and everything. And I was just really just in such a great spirit, and it's so really counting my blessings, which is something that I do every single day. Count my blessings. And I was laying out here, and a friend of mine texted me and asked me, he said, what's something great that's happened in the last week, and what's something that you want to explore or do in the next, like that's on your task list and everything. And I was telling him, I said, well, right now in the current, like I'm laying out in the sun and I love this and da-da. And I was just sharing all this, and he came back with that, he's had all of this growth, and he's really been proud of himself on is his learning around nutrition and cooking and different things like that, this experience that he's having with food and with nutrition and growth around it. And I thought, that's just so, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. And it's such a little thing, but it's such a big thing, because he's learning a new aspect of himself. He's learning about new things. He's learning about new likes and dislikes in life, and he's testing the grounds with those. But you know what? He's looking at the positive in his life. He's looking at the opportunity to get closer to family, to get closer to loved ones. He's looking at the opportunity to grow himself, to experience more of who he is as a human being. And he's going, yeah, hey, would I rather be able to go and travel? Would I rather be able to go do this? Yeah, there's things out there that I would love to go do. But right now, I have the opportunity to spend time with the people that I love. Right now, I have the opportunity to spend time learning something that I didn't really know before. I ask you today to do something like what he's doing. And it's like the person I was taking a walk with, our conversation around problems and creating problems out of nothing and how silly it can be. I want you to look at your life and look at your day, look at your week as you go into this phenomenal April weekend. I want you to look at it, and I want you to say, where am I creating problems in my life that don't exist? Where am I creating this mirage of problems? And why? Is this true? Are these problems really here? Or am I just so caught up in world chaos and world drama that I think that I'm missing the boat if I don't have enough problems on my plate, if I don't have enough things to fix? Like, what am I actually getting caught up in this for? What's wrong with having less problems, less challenges? Why am I denying myself joy, beauty, blessing, connection, in turn for creation of a mirage of problems? Am I doing this? And then I want you also to ask yourself, instead of focusing in on this mirage, this illusion of problems, what could I actually do to benefit myself just in the next week? What's one thing that I could put my mind's focus on and go, I want to learn that, or I want to clear that. I want to do work in this way with myself, or in this way with my partner, or with my child, or I want to learn something. What is it? What's one thing that you can do? It doesn't have to be anything big. Like I said, friend, he's learning about nutrition and food, right? Well, maybe you should go learn about nutrition and food. It's pretty cool stuff. Like myself, I love nutrition and food. Like maybe take it on that this next week. Simple as this might, it's simple but not simple. Take it on this next week that you cook a meal every single day. Cook dinner from a different place in the world. Yeah, cook around the world. Challenge yourself. That's what a lot of people are struggling with right now. Lack of challenge. And here's my true opinion on the subject of problems. As human beings, we love problems. We love to fix things. We love to have these challenges. We get bored and we start to lose hope, and we're just like, what's the purpose of this thing called life? Because there's no challenges. So we start to create challenges in our world, and if there isn't anything really solid there, well, then we do our very best to change our personality, to pick up on subtle things that may or may not be there. And this is where our everything, and we're like, were you looking at me like that? Why were you looking at me like that? What did you mean by this word? What's up with your tone? Why are you so distant? How did you da da da? We go into this because we start to feel different things, because we're feeling this void around challenge. We need to be challenged. Okay, so there's healthy ways to challenge ourselves, and then there's dysfunctional ways to challenge ourselves. We can sabotage ourselves too. That's like looking and creating for problems, right? Problems and challenges, and we can really put ourselves into it, and we can get it, and we're like, yeah. But how's that serving us? Outside of giving us something to focus on, giving us something to feel alive about, because that's what a problem does. When we're in it, what do? We feel alive because we're problem solving. So we're like, yeah, I'm alive now. Like, I solved this problem. I told them how that was. I did this thing, da 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 da. We do all of that. It's because we want to feel alive. And what are we doing right now? Right now, our world has been forced to. Right now, our world is in the midst of, like, seriously, within like overnight almost, our whole world, everything went online. Like massive online. And there's a lot of people that are struggling with that. A lot of disconnection. And we don't have to have it that way. So what are we doing? What we can deal with. We're looking for problems that we can deal with, right? I can tell you what, that's where everybody's putting together gardens. Everybody's, doing work on their houses. Everybody's doing work on their fitness junkies, right? I want to work on my body. I want to work on this. I want to work on that, because there's a challenge. There's a problem. So I'm going to find the solution. Right now, truth. A lot of people don't feel like they have a purpose. And without that purpose, you don't feel alive. And when you don't feel alive, well, you got to make yourself feel alive somehow. So the question for you today, and moving forward through the rest of this whole COVID epidemic, and even past that, because this is still with us, with or without COVID, all of this stuff is still with us, right? How can I positively make myself feel alive? Why, instead of looking for a negative challenge, a problem, how can I challenge myself in a bigger way to grow myself, to expand myself, potentially learn? How can I human being and take that on as a challenge? How can I expand myself in, like, if it is a challenge around finances, instead of looking at the lack of your finances, look at challenging yourself to create new streams of revenue, new streams of income coming in. How can you do that? What are other possibilities? Go into possibility land. This is a beautiful time for vision work. This is a time for creation work, for journaling, for daydreaming out your future. Attach our emotion to those thoughts. When we have something pop in and it's intuitive, we just get turned on by it. We're like, yes, that feels so good. That thought felt really good. Well, guess what? It's quickly supportive with emotion. Okay, well, the negative is quickly supported with emotion too. Now, what do we choose to focus on? What do we choose to run with? If we choose to run with negative thought, and we choose to let ourselves really feel it as though it is, and we come into that, now we're daydreaming our future into reality. And when we daydream our future into reality, that stuff can happen really quick. Even in the midst of all this shutdown, it can still happen really, really. I've been not seeing all my clients in office or are tough in the world, right? Like I hear this, like finances are tough in the world, everybody's struggling, blah, 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 blah. This COVID, I was thinking, man, like I'm glad that I have some money saved up, and I'm glad this and I'm glad that, like I'm good for a while, like that, because I really truly thought that all of my clients would probably be like, we need to go on hold. Okay, so I got like 30 private clients, and I really was prepared for every one of my clients, all 30 of them, to say, hey Kendall, we need to put our monthly payments on hold. Like, we need to do that. And I was prepared also that, obviously any of my events local, I had to close, and I had to postpone, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to refund all of this money over here. Like my practitioner group, because I have this beautiful practitioner group, and I was prepared that my people in my practitioner group would be like, oh, like we can't finish this course, like who can't do that either, can't. And I was also prepared for what I thought was for sure going to happen, that nobody would want to do consults. Like nobody's going to want to go and spend money right now on coaching, on self-improvement, on their sex, on their relationship, on overcoming some of these things in their world. They're not this, right? Because everybody's hurting right now. And I really thought that I was just going to be sitting over here and my full calendar was going to become blank. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just work on that book, and I'll plan, and yeah, I'll exercise more, and I thought, you know what I've discovered? I discovered that that's not my reality. That's not my reality, and it doesn't have to be anybody's reality. My reality is that my schedule is booking into July. My reality is that I have turned on absolutely just clients that want an empowered life, transformed relationships. They are turned on, and they are living an abundant life, and they are choosing to continue that way. Shut down anything. And my beautiful practitioner group, they're in there, and they are working through their stuff, and they're making me smile at all of their growth and the work that they're doing. And you know what? I've been doing consults, and those people that I've been doing consults with, they're like, yes, tell me more, how do I do this? And you know what? They're not going, oh, COVID, oh, I'm so stressed here, oh. No, they're like, this is the perfect time for me to work on me. I want to grow me. I want to expand me. I want to do this. I want to do this. When we come out of this, like, this is what I want to have happening. This is the life that I want. I feel it at my core. This is what I'm desiring. And they're going, getting it, and they're doing it. So how can you get it? What are the steps that you need to take? Well, you could hire me. I mean, that might be a good idea. I would approve of that idea. And you don't have to hire me. And some people, I do have opportunities out there. So you're going to see a link in the comment section coming up for my Step Up Mastermind. Now, masterminds normally run anywhere from $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for some masterminds. As anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 for a smaller mastermind. Okay, this is a mastermind that is going to be running for 4 weeks. You are going to get one-on-one with me. You're going to get the private coaching. Okay, so we're going to actually do private calls, not just group calls. You will also have community access, and you're also going to have 3 live trainings coming in over the course of 6 weeks. Be open for a full 6 weeks. Okay, and guess what? It's $197. So what I'm telling you is that COVID, you can come out of COVID and you can have worked through these 7 key elements that I've learned over the course of the last 15 years of life. Last 15 years of really hardcore practice and like some of my own, because guess what? I used to be broke. I used to be homeless. I used to have to get food stamps to feed my children. Sleeping on my in-laws' couch and in their spare bedroom. I've had to camp for 2 months at a time in a campground with my babies because I couldn't afford rent. I've come from those places, and I know how tough it can be to make those changes and to get out of that scarcity and that fear. And back then, $197 would have been like really a freaking humongous amount of money to me too. But you know what? If I wanted it, if I believed that I could actually get that change, if I could get those steps and I could make those changes over 4 to 6 weeks and come out a changed person, come out of it with guideposts, with understanding, just stepping up in life, but clearing my path, because what a lot of us don't realize is that we have a path. We can, oh, I'm going to level up my vibration. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to work smarter. I'm really going to hustle now. I'm going to really put it in there. And then we put our heads down and we try to get all this work done, and we work like stink on something. We really focus in on it, and it feels like we're just running into a brick wall. And the problem is that we are running into a brick wall. That brick wall is our past programs. It's our belief structures. It's how we armor ourselves up and how we harbor negativity, how we forget to forgive ourselves and have a little bit of grace and compassion for self. It's learning how to love ourselves again so that we can open up and expand to receive, because the most loving thing that we can do for ourselves is to receive. And anybody who says, oh, I love myself, but I'm just having some financial problems right now. You don't. Plain and simple. Because the loving, most compassionate thing that you can do for self is to not have financial problems. Guess what? If you're having some health challenges and you're like, hey, oh no, I love myself. I've worked through all my problems. I'm just having some health challenges right now. Well, health challenges are a representation of emotional blockage, things that you're not releasing in your physical body. And that's not a very loving thing to do. Okay, it's really not. It's not a loving thing to do. So we develop health challenges. We develop a weakened immune system because we're beating ourselves up. We're beating ourselves up and we're not letting ourselves off the hook on something. So we are living in a state of not well-being. When our natural state is well-being, we have a lack thereof. Our natural state is abundance. But when we are not loving ourselves, we're not abundant. We're not abundant in health. We're not abundant in love. We're not abundant in finances. We're not abundant when we're having issues with self-love. So for this 4-week mastermind, that is at a freaking stupid crazy discount. Okay. Working one-on-one with me. I'm going to take you through the 7 key steps that I have learned to overcome a lot of this stuff, okay? A lot of this stuff. I'm going to give it to you, and I'm also going to coach you. I'm going to handhold here. I'm going to kick your butt in a very loving way, I promise. In a very, very loving way. I'm going to kick your butt right into letting go of beating yourself up, letting go of those old programs that are holding you back, and getting you on board with that life that you want to be living right now. With or without COVID in the picture, you deserve to have that fuck yes life. You're worthy of it. You were born worthy of it. Well-being is definitely the way it's supposed to be for you, for me, for everybody. But you have to say yes to it. You have to want it. So click on the link in the comment section if you'd like to explore that offer. It is limited. Ends on May 3rd. Okay, so after May 3rd, this offer's not going to be there. You want to work to pay the regular price for working with me. And I don't have a 4-week program. No. I have 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, okay? Yeah, deep dives. This one, I'm going to kick your butt for 4 to 6 weeks solid. And we're going to get a whole bunch of work done. And you're going to be transformed in the process. If you're willing to take on that challenge, if you're willing to remove the mirage of these problems that you have out there and say yes to you, say yes to your worthiness, say yes to your abundance. Outside of that, if you are interested in working one-on-one on a bigger time commitment with me, well, like I said, I am reopening up to consults and everything like that. Local people, if you are local, I am doing a COVID 6-foot walk through Arbor Hills, which is where I was hiking today with this lovely soul. Maybe we won't get lost. Who knows? We might get lost in Arbor Hills if you take me up on that consult walk. Who knows? We might get what Google Maps is for. So I discovered today we can find the parking lot no matter where we're at on the 100 acres of park. But yeah, so that is available. 6-foot walk for local people if you want. Otherwise, Facebook consults and phone call consults with anybody in the world or United States or locally, that is available as well. As always, everybody, I encourage you to really truly open up to your receiving power. Love yourself enough to know that you're worthy of it, that you are worthy of that fuck yes life, as I love to always call it. No matter what the world challenges are, you are deserving of well-being, of joy, of love, of good sex, of good food, of good connection, the relationship that you want, the money that you want, the health that you want. You can have it all by just saying yes to you and committing to you and loving you. That's the commitment. I hope that you guys have a beautiful, beautiful Friday, as I am. I love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. Stop existing, start living, and I will see you tomorrow.